Oh shit, oh take, pray them niggas go away. Oh, we sell the clowns around, it look like circus show. Like, this is not the album either, these are just a dope.
For several decades now, selling SUVs to Americans has been about as easy as peddling ice-cold lemonade on a hot summer day. But not for Volkswagen. VW introduced its first SUV, the Touareg, in 2003, and followed up with the smaller Tiguan a few years later. Neither caught on. Over 14 years, VW has sold fewer than 400,000 copies of those two models in total. For perspective, consider that Honda sold almost 360,000 CR-Vs just last year. VW now seems to be overcompensating with the new 2018 Atlas. While the somewhat unconventional Tiguan and Touareg were always too expensive and too, well, European to have wide appeal here, the Atlas aims directly at the American-style three-row crossover bullseye. Its name sounds appropriately adventurous, and easy to pronounce. It's massive, with a nearly 200-inch length that makes for a cavernous 7-seat interior, and it looks blocky and trucky, somewhat similar to the Ford Explorer, the current sales leader. Unlike the space-inefficient Ford, the VW has a squared-off shape that pays dividends inside. The Atlas's interior is airy and open, with oodles of room for legs, feet, and elbows in all three rows. 7 seats are standard courtesy of a 3-seat second-row bench and a 2-place third row, while a $625 option for second-row captain's chairs, available later this year, reduces that capacity to 6. There's no 8-seat arrangement as in the Honda Pilot, but the Atlas is otherwise one of the most accommodating non-minivan people carriers on the market. The second-row bench is nicely padded and, when slid to its rearmost position, has sufficient space for adults to cross their legs. The third row is easy to get into thanks to a fold and slide function for the second row that creates a generously sized portal. And, beyond the plentiful space for the 6th and 7th passengers, what's more impressive is that the Atlas's third row seats don't force adults' bodies into awkward, contortionist positions. The bottom cushions are high enough that your knees won't be at your chest, and the backrest angle is comfortable even for longer trips. Looking to haul non-human cargo? The Atlas continues to please. There's a useful 21 cubic feet of space behind the third row, a cavernous 56 cubic feet behind the second row, and a downright massive 97 cubic feet with all seat backs folded to create a continuous, flat floor. Each of those figures is near the top of the class. Familiar VW hardware resides under the hood, too, in the form of a 3.6-liter narrow-angle V6 making 276 horsepower and 266 lb-ft of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This drivetrain proved less than energetic in our fully loaded, all-wheel drive Atlas SEL Premium test car, motivating its 4,728 pounds to 60 miles per hour in a lackadaisical 7.9 seconds. The Honda Pilot and the GMC Acadia are nearly 2 seconds quicker. The Atlas also lags in fuel economy, averaging 19 mpg in our hands and 24 mpg in our real-world 75 miles per hour highway fuel economy test, in which the V6 Pilot and the turbo 4-cylinder Mazda CX-9 recorded 26 mpg. The Atlas soon will offer a more efficient turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-four, but only with front drive and on lower trim levels. This 6-cylinder is refined enough for us to forgive its sluggishness, with smooth throttle tip-in, an intuitive automatic transmission that performs nearly imperceptible shifts, and low amounts of noise, vibration, and harshness. A bit of excess wind noise on the highway is the only hiccup in an otherwise quiet, polished, and luxurious driving experience. Luxurious also describes the Atlas's price, at least in its fully loaded SEL Premium form, which just slides in under $50,000. If $50,000 for a Volkswagen seems like a tough pill to swallow, remember that midsize SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, and Dodge are similarly pricey. The top-level Atlas also comes with a high level of equipment, such as adaptive cruise control, a 360-degree camera system, remote start, 3-zone climate control, a Fender-branded audio system, and an easy-to-use 8.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. With some cheap plastics found on the door panels and tacky-looking fake wood on the dash, however, the Atlas's interior quality reminds us less of the polished Eurocentric Golf and more of the cheapened cabins of the North America-made Jetta and Passat. VW is clearly operating outside of its comfort zone with the Atlas, but it has created a competitive 3-row SUV with the right priorities for its audience. With a cavernous interior, solid driving dynamics, and vaguely rugged styling, the Atlas is finally an SUV from Volkswagen that hits its mark.